Ratio between mark price of two pianos XX and YY is 4:5. Shopkeeper allows D% discount on piano X and D plus 18% discount on piano Y. So selling price of both piano becomes equal. If shopkeeper made a profit of 20% on piano X and 25% on piano Y, and profit made on piano Y is 384 more than that of piano X, then find the cost price of piano X and piano Y respectively. Okay, so this question is little tricky. I mean tricky in the sense because there are some unnecessary data that is given to us which we don't need to solve this question. And what is that data? It is from here, ratio, and it ends here. Okay, because let's read this. Okay, the ratio between mark price of piano X and Y is 4:5. Let's see what the question tells us. The ratio between piano X and piano Y, mark price ratio is what? 4:5. And it is saying that shopkeeper allows D% on X and D plus 18 on D% discount on X and D plus 18% discount on Y. And after doing this, the selling price becomes equal. The selling price for both of them becomes equal. So what we can do here, what a normal person or a normal student will do here is he'll calculate the selling price first. Well, how can the selling price be calculated? So if there is a D% discount, that means he's selling it at 100 minus D by 100 into mark price, which is 4. Why did I do this? Let me give you an example. Let's say there is a discount of 10%. Okay, that means the shopkeeper is selling it at 90% of the mark price. Why? Because 100 minus 10 is 90. Similarly, here there is a discount of D%. That means the selling price will be 100 minus D over 100 into 4. And similarly, we can do 100 minus D plus 18 over 100 into mark price, which is 5. And eventually we'll get something as 400 minus 4D is to 410 minus 5D. Okay, and what will we do then? We know selling price is equal. Then we equate this, and then we'll find the value of D. There will be some value of D. But what will we do by finding the value of D? There is no purpose. There is no purpose in finding the value of D. Okay. So why bother even calculating all this? Okay. There is no point. There is no benefit. Okay. One benefit can be is we can equate this D here and calculate the ratios of selling price. Okay. We can do that. But we are already told that the selling price of both the piano becomes equal. That means if this is equals to this, then the ratio automatically becomes selling price ratio of X is to Y automatically becomes 1:1 because the prices of both the piano becomes equal. So that means we don't need this data. Okay, we don't even need to calculate. This should be like in the back of your head. Like you should first calculate the question in your head and then solve it on the paper. All right, so now we know that the portion from here to here is not required. The selling price of both piano becomes equal, so we wrote here that the selling price is equal. That means the ratio is 1:1. If shopkeeper made a profit of, now we start the question. Okay, from here, if shopkeeper made a profit of 20% on piano X, okay, and profit is always calculated on what? Cost price. Okay, so the shopkeeper made a profit of 20% on the cost price of X on piano X and 25% on piano Y. Profit of 25% on piano Y, that is cost price of Y. And profit made on piano Y, that is profit made on piano Y, is 384 more than piano X. 384 more than piano X. Now we got this equation, right? All we need is, and the question is asking us the same thing, find the cost price of piano X and piano Y respectively. We need this, and we'll have our answer. But how do we find this? Now let's see. the profit of 20% on piano X. Okay, that means he sold it at 120% of the cost price of X. This will give us the selling price of X. All right, and he made 25% profit. That means he sold it at 125% of cost price of Y. This will give us the selling price of Y. And when we divide these two, okay, when we divide these two equations, we know that the selling price of X and Y is in the ratio of 1:1. So we can cancel it out, 1:1. All right, now 100 gets cancelled. 5 2s are 24, 5 25. So the ratio of cost price of X over cost price of Y becomes what? This goes here, this goes here. So we are left with 25 over 24. So this is the ratio of the cost price. So what we assume here? We assume, let's say, cost price of X is to cost price of Y is in the ratio of 25 is to 24. But let's assume this is 25x and this is 24x. Now we equate this value in this equation. So we get 384. So 21s are 25s are 25 1s are 25 4s are. So cost price of X is what? 25x over 5 is equals to cost price of Y, which is 24x over 4. So 5 5s are 4 6s are 5x goes here, subtracted by 6x, we get X as 384. Now we have the value of X, 384. So we can calculate the cost prices, which will be cost price of X, which is equals to 25x, that is 25 into 384. And I have already calculated this value. It comes out to be 9600. And similarly we can calculate the cost price of Y, which is 24 into X, which is 384, and this comes out to be 9216. So option B here is the correct one. All right, so this is how you calculate. I took a lot of time just to explain it to you, but if you are in the exam, you should clearly calculate it in your head first, that what is the purpose of this D. If calculating D is calculating the value of D helping me in any way. If the answer is no, then we skip this part. Then we know that selling price of both piano becomes equal, so we know the ratio is 1:1. Then we calculated the ratio of cost price of X and cost price of Y. Then we put that, then I assume that it is 25x and 24x. Then I put this value in this equation and found out the value of X, then substituted back in this, and I found out the cost price of both the pianos. And that's how you calculate it. Option B is the correct one here.